I might not be able to make it next week because I got I got tickets for my birthday to
happy birthday, Enzo!
Yeah, birthday, man.
I wanted to buy you Overwatch for your birthday, but it costs a lot of money.
No, thank you. Oh my god.
I also wanted you to buy Overwatch for him for his birthday.
Oh my god, thank you so much. No, I can't. Thank you. You guys are really sweet. Next week, I got tickets to a Lego convention. Friday.
That's awesome.
I'm just like, look, I'm sorry. Like,
Hey, birthday, dude.
totally.
Skipping D&D for Legos, whatever.
Loser.
It's such a hard decision. Like, I can't. Like, I'm sitting here in my closet.
Woke up in a lucid dream. Now we're hunting for the shards. We might be an oddball team, but at least we've got no bards. World Walkers.
What's up, everyone? I'm Pedro, the creator and GM of World Walkers, and I wanted to change things up a bit with... Oh, yeah, what's up, everyone? I was gonna... You want to do the intro again? Well, I mean, Megan, hold on, wait.
My name is Megan McKay. I'm playing Tin, who is a female forged fighter and a gunslinger. I live in Texas, and you can find my work at doodleforfood.com and onetruedino.com.
Hi, I'm Olivia Welch, and I'll be playing the character Ertleby, who is a grandma and also a gunslinger. She's a druid, but she doesn't know it. She just thinks she's really good at gardening. You can find my work at imagingquest.net.
Hello, my name is Enzo. I do the comic Cheer Up Emo Kid and Dungeon Construction. You can find them at cheerupemokid.com and dungeon.construction. I'm from Canada, and I play a character named Roberto, who is a 6-foot-tall man of metal who is also a ranger.
Hi, my name is Jane. I draw the webcomic The Pigeon Gazette, which you can find at thepigeongazette.tumblr.com. I play Vasa, who is a human female rogue.
Hi, my name is Wesley Hall, and I play the dwarven wizard Brummelstone Hammerstorm. I make the comic Nameless PCs, found at namelesspcs.com.
Last time on World Walkers.
Set off through Mercurius with a halfling as our guide. We wandered through a hall that showed our loved ones who have died. The nightmares came, things were a mess. We had to fight a door. Now we're staring at a cave, wondering what we have in store. World Walkers.
If you want to keep up on all things World Walkers, you can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/WorldWalkersPod, or you can follow us on Twitter at WorldWalkersPod. If you want early access to episodes, artwork from the group, and more, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/worldwalkers. Your support is very much appreciated. Now, on with the episode.
I'm assuming that in the cave we sort of take a long rest so we all heal up.
Up to you guys.
Let's scout around, make sure it's safe, and if it seems safe.
Yeah, everyone does a perception, look around.
My passive 16 perception check.
Yep.
And we can have somebody be, could we have somebody be the guard? And, everyone rests except them, and then...
Yeah, yeah, you can do rotate. Yeah, people do shifts and stuff.
Wait, can Enzo set alarms?
He did not choose that spell. He can speak with animals.
Because that's important.
Well, he can tell his little cat to stand there and, meow if it's about to get killed.
Actually, animals have different sleep habits than humans, so...
The cat's always asleep, you're right.
I was gonna say, if we could transform into a dolphin, then, it could stay in guard while resting. Because, half its brain would be asleep and the other half would be awake. Yeah,
conjure water tank.
Yeah.
I can conjure a seahorse. What do you know about
What? What?
Now, if I can get a male seahorse and get him to carry the babies, Right? Then I can control all of his children.
That's true. You own the ocean at that point.
You are the Aquaman. Yeah. Are you? You said essentially you're setting up watches then.
Yes.
Yep.
So how long do you guys want to rest, and what shifts are you taking then? Because, like, for instance, if you're only going to rest for 8 hours and everyone's taking a 2-hour shift, nobody gets a long rest. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine, like, health and whatever wise, so I can take, like, a longer watch so that somebody can take a longer rest that needs to, like, heal or whatever.
I would say since I was flattened by a door, I should maybe take a little longer rest.
Yeah, I think you
can also burn hit dice, don't forget, to get your hit points back.
I'm going to burn it when we can rest in the cave.
It's true.
My vote is that we do 10 hours. And then, wait, how many of us are there? There's 6. Okay.
Oh, yeah, 6 if you count Tompkins.
We do count Tompkins.
Okay, so then, hang on a second.
The math PhD at work.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
This is what it was all for.
Yeah, it was for doing this optimally.
A culmination of countless hours of calculus.
So we should just divide it into 6 shifts. And we should each stay awake for 4/3 of an hour. And so then we can do this in 7 times 4/3.
I like 4/3 of an hour. Not 3/4.
Well, now that I've been awake for 4/3 of an hour, I think I can now.
Sure, I think any way that lets us all, like, all the injured people get enough sleep is good by me.
The first 2 shifts go without incident.
Oh shit!
What's that mean?
Oh, I don't know. Brummelstone, yeah, it's pretty uneventful the first 2 shifts, and then you said that you and Tompkins are staying up at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to him about what I noticed in the Hall of Remembrance.
Yeah.
That's the proper title for it. Mm-hmm. And I would tell him about how I lost my community and notice that he was very particular in hiding, and I believe that he has lost someone, and try to get him to communicate and build a friendship in that.
Mm-hmm. Well, he says, I'm sorry to hear about your losses. Yeah, I mean, everyone's lost, right? But I honestly don't remember much about it. He kind of looks to the side and is like, I just spent a long time in Mercurius and Stardust before that, and I've lived a really, really long time, and I think I'm happiest when I'm not thinking about all the other stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that's true for everybody, though, right?
It does seem to be that way for most. I'm glad you're on this adventure.
And he kind of smiles about that, and he's like, really?
Yes, hopefully we'll get you and we'll return you to your Stardust and Mercurius, to its former glory.
I don't know if you know this, but Patch has been looking a long time for people who could do this.
How long?
Well, I'd say a number of years, but I'm not good at keeping track of time anymore. But I do know he's been looking for a long time for people to do this, so I guess I'm glad he found you. So your perception is what, 15?
16.
16.
Oh, he's rolling.
I've noticed nothing. I fall asleep.
Tompkins slyly winks at Brummelstone.
Guys, we're gonna Brokeback Mountain this. We're Brokeback Mountain this.
I can't quit you.
Tompkins is kind of just starting to kind of babble a little bit and talk with you a little bit, and all of a sudden you kind of hear something and you kind of give him a motion to quiet down. You take a look around and you can see various shapes starting to kind of come more and more out of the darkness, getting closer and closer to your camp. They don't believe they've been seen yet.
Well, I would make motion. It was like secret, like the whole like.
We shouldn't have put him on guard.
Oh, no.
He's like, "Are you okay?
We shouldn't have put him on guard.
What does that mean?"
Oh God.
I'm giving up on Tompkins and I'm waking my brother.
Okay. Does Does Bordo get his hit points back? I have -4 right, or -4 right now.
You only slept for what? What's 4/3 of an hour?
4/3 of an hour is more than an hour.
Yeah,
An hour and 20
an hour and
minutes.
20 minutes.
Okay. So no, you did not yet.
Okay. Shite. Okay.
If everyone wakes up for this battle, you'll have to sleep for another.
Are you saying it's a battle?
He's not saying it's not a battle.
Yeah.
I say we all sleep through it.
Well, I'm pretty pissed off that I got woken up at all because one, like I don't technically need sleep, but I do like my beauty rest. What's going on?
Yeah, I make like a quiet motion.
Oh.
And tell him, like, kind of do, rangers, and sing. We've been out in the woods together. And I subtly reach for my warhammer and start, like, nudging other people.
Do you have any kind of like detect anything?
Yeah, can I look deeper too? I'm guessing they're shadows. But...
No, if you wait long enough, yeah, they start taking shape. Enzo, what's your passive?
Wisdom, perception?
Yeah.
11.
11, okay. So, yeah, they seem to be taking the shapes kind of almost like rounded pyramids up above, and then kind of like thin. Some of them are thin, some of them are stockier bodies below.
These are gnomes. These are totally gnomes wearing gnome hats.
Like
garden gnomes? Is that what you say in your sleep?
Yes. Gnomes. It's always the gnomes.
Like we're having nightmares about like gnomes.
Bradley's a gnome.
All your grandchildren are gnomes.
So I think Ertleby did get like gently like shaken,
okay,
shook awake.
Yeah, I would slowly
and
awake.
She actually, like many nights alone in her garden, would sometimes imagine like making things light up, just like imagining them becoming outlined, and starting to glow. And she's kind of groggy when she first wakes up, and she can't really tell much. So she unwittingly casts fairy fire, which when she's done it in the past, she's always said, like, oh, things I can't see, but I definitely want to see. Please let me see thee. And so she casts the spell, but very sleepily.
What is it? What's the area effect?
60 feet.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna hover like essentially like right above everybody?
Yes.
Okay. And you kind of wiggle your fingers, and that light kind of spreads out around the area, and gives everyone the ability to see what's coming at them. They are pale. The upper portion of their bodies are orange and kind of molted or peely. And they are essentially like walking mushrooms. And some of them are carrying pickaxes. Some of them are wearing the hats of miners. They don't look like they were made for them. They look very out of place. Like they're not even holding the pickaxes in a kind of natural way or even a combat way. They're just dragging them along the ground. And as soon as those lights fill up, they are ready to move in. So, Ertleby,
can we try to reason with them?
You could. Ertleby, you're first.
I'm gonna yell at them and say, like, oh, hello there. We're new here. What are you, dear small things?
They don't look like they understand you at all.
The plants.
What are you?
They continue to advance. Vasa?
Well, I'm kind of sore and achy, but I'm like, fuck, what do I have to kill now? And I look up and see how many mushroom people advancing on me?
So there is one larger one, not that it's large, but that it's older and taller than the rest. And then there is 4 more that are like real small and kind of ready to just charge you. The last one seems vaguely more humanoid than the rest, and has a kind of like a thickish fur that's coming out of it. You're not sure if that's actual plant-like material or if it's hairy. But
how tall is the tall one compared to the little ones?
the tallest one is maybe like 5'3".
Okay. And how far away are they? How far away are they?
They're around 40 feet each. They've gotten pretty close.
Well, I'm gonna take the brief breather to roll for hit dice.
Yeah, you can roll
And
both or save them.
I get a 7.
Nice.
So I am 9 plus 7. I'm up to 16 health.
All right. So the largest one rushes forward and attack. This one is charging for Wesley.
Try grappling.
Punt it across the room.
It's going to like open up. Like it's going to like lean back, and then the underside of its kind of mushroom head starts spewing out these spores all over Wesley.
Wait, are they poison? Are they poison?
Who could tell? If only someone took...
16 for the Constitution. And I think I have advantage on saving throws against poison as being a dwarf.
Right. It's not
just in
poison.
case it is
That's
poison.
a good way to check. Let's pull out the dwarf.
Oh, he's trying to ask.
Brummelstone, taste this.
Yep. That's deadly.
Yes. So, you try. You fight it off. So, like, you start to feel almost pacified, but you shake off the effects. And then they're all going to look like they're focusing on you. So the next one of those little ones runs up, and they also fire off spores. And I need you to make another check.
That one I did not do so good. I did 6. Remember?
They just like carry you off into the darkness.
Let's see, and then 10.
Okay, so we're just like we are sure that they're attacking.
You're watching them just spread spores all over Brumblestone's body. It's up to you whether or not you find that hostile.
I'd like to think that Brumblestone is saying, I do not enjoy this. I neither asked or requested
no
this.
Consent.
I almost feel bad, like, trying to snipe one of the little baby thingies.
Feel bad.
Maybe
Grapple
it'll cripple their
them.
morale.
Grapple them.
It makes them
Everyone
easier to
grapple them.
The children, it makes them easier to kill.
Yeah.
It also, depresses them, and they're easier. The parents are easier to kill too.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna
Crush the
try.
spirits.
I feel like I'm gonna take aim for the older, taller one.
Grapple him.
Take out the leader. Wait, guys, what do you? Wait, what should I do? Okay.
So I shout out, "Shoot the furry one!"
Okay, fine. I'm gonna take aim at the older, taller, like the leader one.
Okay, not the furry one then?
Just kidding. I'll take aim at the furry.
Thanks for nothing.
I thought the furry one was the one who's most humanoid. I thought he was the one we could most likely convince to be on our team.
Oh, damn, dude.
Oh, shit! That's a second.
Alright, so I get a 27.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so 16 damage.
Damn.
Jeez. Yeah, so
It just
that huge explosion goes off, and all are terrified of you now. They've turned their attention away from Brummelstone. Brummelstone?
Well,
Yep.
I don't want to be the only one who is not making an impression. And since I can't tell, and they've already attacked me, I'm going to cast Thunderwave, which is a 15-foot cube originating from me. So
You're going to catch all of them in that same spell.
well, there
radius.
you go.
They're all packed in.
Well, good. I'll knock them all out then.
Alright, so all but 2 of them made their saving throws.
Okay, so they take... So anyone who failed takes 11 thunder damage and push back 10 feet. And then the ones that succeeded take half as much.
Damn.
And are not pushed. Yeah, so Brummelstone reaches in and calls forth in his dwarven language the name of the hammer storms.
Nice, yep. So, it's almost like this, huge, almost like this cube of force, right? It's almost like a cage of lightning. Rattles and throws back the bodies of all the small ones. They're out. They're done.
Damn.
The mannish type hairy creature is still up. And so is the first one that threw the spores at you. And they're terrified.
Why do I feel bad?
No, don't.
Yeah, when those little ones like fly back, the tallest one screams and is trying to decide whether or not it should run to the little ones that suffered or go on the attack. It's not sure what it wants to do. But that kind of mannish looking one is going to freak out and turn its attention towards you, Brumblestone.
I understand that.
I get it, man.
Understand. I did kill some children.
No disrespect. It comes and it swings a wild claw out of you, but it's too rattled and too afraid to connect. Roberto?
I'm feeling pretty bad for these guys. I want to try to is there any way I can try to communicate with them, or just yell at them, or
you could roll a nature check and try to see if you can figure out what they would know.
Can I? I would like to. Okay.
I believe in you. Succeed where I have failed.
Open the doors to communication.
I got a 12.
That's good enough. They're called myconids.
Myconids.
They're like these mushroom creatures that don't have a language.
Oh, fucking A. Of course they don't.
Wait, you can speak to animals. Do they count as animals?
Nope, they count as mushrooms.
Well, they don't have a language.
Delicious when sauteed.
Guys, we're gonna make a hell of a pizza after this.
Oh my god. Okay, well, they may not speak a language, but I do. It is called steel, and I shove up my sword. Okay.
I love it.
The closest one to Brummelstone, the furry one. Okay, so I would like to draw my longbow, and can I take specific aim at a very specific body part? I don't want to. I want to aim right into their eyeball.
The technical answer is no.
Okay.
And the reason is that statistically speaking, and hopefully Olivia can back me up on this, it's super hard math. The creatures only survive a few rounds, right? But you guys are here forever. Statistically speaking, if we allow those kinds of rules, you'll all be eyeless and armless.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I?
The chance it'll eventually come to you guys.
All right.
So they don't put those rules in the game so
That's
that
fair.
way, because you're always here. So at some point you'll be visited by tragedy.
All right, that's fair.
If they have things like called shots in the game,
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
I would okay. Let me rephrase. I want to try to incapacitate it. I don't want to do damage to it. I don't want to I don't want to I want to bash it with the flat part of my sword or something. I'm not even gonna say it.
All right, new round, Ertleby.
All right, so Ertleby's gonna grapple one of them, because she's she's got an affinity for plants, and that extends to fungi. So she feels a lot of empathy.
They look like fun guys.
These look like fun guys, and we shouldn't.
Oh, I'm so sorry. One last thing I should have mentioned. Everyone, whenever they take damage, all of you can sense that they're in pain. They can't speak, but you can feel their pain. You don't take their damage, but you feel their screams and you feel the agony that they're in.
Why? I just shot one. Why?
Yeah.
Oh my god, knock them out, guys, please.
You shot the hairy one. Okay, so just to recap, there's the one that's hairy, that's injured, that's...
And then the tallest one, yeah. That's it.
When you say feel their pain, do you mean understand that they're in pain, or is it kind of like hitting a mirror where you get hit back and you're like, oh, that hurts a lot?
Yeah, you feel it in all but actual mechanical damage.
So it hurts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally.
Not just emotionally, physically, too, even though our physical bodies are fine.
Sorry about that
It's
bullet.
distressing. If you don't know, it's not hurting as bad as a real hit, but you're like, oh,
I don't like this.
Ertleby gonna grapple the leader. So she goes up and she just gives him a big old bear hug. She's like,
right.
Don't want you to attack me and my friend.
Are you changing into a bear for it, or are you just going to actually hug him?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Okay, she's gonna go in for just like a hug, and then like she's not gonna realize it. She's gonna start to transform into a bear.
Oh my god! Oh
She
my
just
god.
like she just wants to comfort it. She like walks forward. She's like, now, dear, I don't want to fight you. We're clearly much better than you. But then as she hugs,
You just rise up and pause down.
Oh my God.
Rise up, pause down. Give me a strength check.
Current strength?
It's Nope. It's you have a 15 strength as a bear, so it's a plus.
Critical
2.
hug.
All right. I got a 17.
Almost a critical hug.
Yeah, so it's all grappled up with you.
And I'm like patting its head. I'm not aware that I'm a bear. I'm like, dear, calm down.
All right. Which one did you grapple? The
leader
mushroom
guy,
one?
the tall, but the not hairy one.
Yeah, Vasa.
Well, I choose the opportunity since she has apparently grappled this mushroom thing. I try to run it through with my rapier.
Nice.
Oh no!
That was really nice of her as a bear to grab it. Yeah. Made it much easier.
Like without hesitation. The moment I see that it's subdued, I'm just like, I'm going in for it.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll.
18.
That's a hit.
So I do 10 damage.
All right, so yeah, it's looking. It kind of tilts its head towards the bear, trying to figure out what this means, and then suddenly, like
Oh my god.
Ertleby feels the tickle of the blade of Vasa as it goes all the way through. It's still alive as you pull out, but everyone can feel a mix of pain and betrayal.
Yeah, I stagger back, clearly feeling it, but there's no regret on my face.
Dearie, that wasn't
the back
plan.
of its head is going to lift up, like it's going to kind of like lean forward, so the back of its head is exposed to Vasa, and I need you to make a Constitution save. It's going to spit spores at you.
Shit! It's a 4. 4 plus 2 is a 6.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so these spores like fly all over you, bury themselves into your skin, and then you feel yourself pacified. You feel like you just kind of want to nod. And you are stunned.
Okay, I'm stunned.
10.
I don't know why I thought of this. But is it can I just like observe, do they look like they're interested in anything in particular?
They have no faces.
They have no faces.
Mushrooms.
Shit. But that's the thing, because like they're exploring us. They're not like, it's not like dangerous. It's just trying to like subdue us. So maybe we should subdue them.
Well, I was gonna say, like, can we just like run away?
Aren't we like at the corner of a cave right now? Like,
you're in the middle of a cave system. You're not sure where you're at.
Oh, I don't want to run like willy nilly. Never mind. Can I try and like scare them off and just like lunge, because I shot the one. So can I just like fake them out?
You can make an intimidate check.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
Are you going to try to intimidate the hairy one or the one that's grappled?
I'll do the hairy one. All right, let's try the hairy one. 18 total. I scared the shit out of it.
If I could turn the camera, I would show you that I rolled it.
Oh!
So, like, you try to, like, you flinch at it, and it goes chest to chest with you, and it's like, and just gets right back in your face.
That's why you kill these things. Well, I can't say this because I'm pacified right
you're
now.
just like
Brummelstone.
He's so high right now.
Oh,
It's like,
man.
oh my god.
You know, I don't like feeling the pain of other creatures. It seems bad.
Yeah.
If you kill it faster, Dad, you won't.
Yeah. Mercy killing hasn't like crossed my mind. It just seems I think maybe I have more sway than 10, and so I want to try an intimidation check. I want to give it one last chance to run off. I got a 14, and so I would just like scream at it again. So it's like maybe hopefully like this time run off on your own.
Come on, like We're on this like critical universe-saving mission, and then like my team members are a bunch of pacifists.
We came in their house in the middle of the night. They're understandably just arming themselves with whatever they could find.
They spewed pores on you.
But it just made you feel
but it's
friendly.
Like good time spores.
It assesses the situation, and it starts taking a few steps back. Like it looks like it's ready to leave. If you're ready to let it leave,
I will let it disengage.
It heads back off into the cave system. Roberto?
So we still have one left, right?
Yeah, one left.
In the arms of a bear.
And it's been spewing spores, and it's kind of just trying to grapple out of a bear hug.
Okay, I'm gonna try to the one that is being grappled by Ertl Bear. I would like to.
Ertl Bear.
I would like to try to incapacitate it one more time.
Ertl Bear.
14.
14 is a hit.
Yes. Okay.
Alright, so yeah, you bring it. It only has one hit point left, so you bring it over and then just crash into it, and Ertl Bear can feel it go limp.
Okay, so it's not
He's
dead.
unconscious now, everybody.
So you guys hear.
And this is the first clue that Ertleby gets that she's not her normal body. Then she says, "Well, that's very strange." But and she kind of scratches her head. Confusion.
Like, oh, this has never happened to me before. Okay, cool. So we have knocked out the Myconid person.
How long am I pacified?
Go ahead and give me another roll.
Of a d20?
Honestly, you're stunned for a minute, so let's just say you shake out of it pretty soon.
Okay, I choose to attack it again.
So you snap out of it and then you dive out.
No. Actually, yes, I do attack it again.
Yes, it's on the ground, so you get advantage.
Oh no!
Wait, sorry, I fell off the table. Alright, that's a 10. And that's a 10, so anyway, that's 10 plus 6 is a 16.
That's a hit.
Yep, and I attack it with my roll, which...
It can't survive.
Yeah, so I basically, I snap out of it, and then...
You skewer it.
Oh my god!
And then I look around and I go, what happened to the leader?
So imagine that you're in the middle of a dream, that it's quiet, it's soft. It's one of those dreams that you don't really have to think about what kind of dream you're in. All that matters is that you're kind of at peace. And then imagine suddenly being skewed by some kind of giant thin blade that goes almost like it travels the course of a vein right into your heart. That's the pain that everyone feels. As Vasa finishes it off, and this kind of psychic empathic scream fills the rest of you. But it is gone now.
Well, I take a moment to lean on the wall as I absorb this feeling.
Tompkins is against the wall just shaking. He's never been
Oh no!
subject to such emotions or feelings.
Vasa, what have you done?
Is the leader still here? Alright. Well, as we're all sort of reeling, I sort of kind of gasp out and I say, "You should not have let the leader leave. He'll now tell others of us."
I'm still taken aback because I'm pretty miffed at Vasa right now. I'm like, we had him knocked out and pacified, and we could have pumped in for information somehow, and
it was a mushroom. What could we have pumped it for except for things to get high off of?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I would say, sorry, I'm a little miffed all of a sudden. Brummel Stone would say, I forgot my own name, is really what happened. Brummel Stone would say, we are foreign entries into this world. I don't know where we are or who we are. That may have been the only people who live here.
And then I say, then we are one step closer to safety. There's only one left.
Oh my god!
Or safety or abandonment. that may have been our only hope to find the missing pieces. We may never return from this cave. This cave may be our deathbed.
If they had subdued us, that might have been our deathbed right there.
Yes, but you no longer ensured any sort of satisfaction or safety. Also, what is a bear doing here?
Vasa's utter fucking commitment to this path gives her a point of inspiration.
Yay! I get inspiration!
Nice.
Okay. Plus one inspiration.
Vasa knows that she's right. And it fills her with a new hope.
Well done.
Yeah. Brummelstone accepts defeat. We're doomed.
Wait, so those guys were, they were gonna kill us? I don't know.
No, I'm saying that Vasa's, utter...
She's assured.
Dedication.
Yeah, Vasa, looking at the pool and going, fuck it, and just going head first into it, no matter how deep it is.
Yeah.
She gets a point of inspiration for utter defiance and believing in herself more than anyone else.
Yeah, I just kind of I can't you can't do anything anymore. It's done. But
yeah,
mouth to mouth.
Yeah, Brummelstone makes a note not to trust the rogue.
Can we examine the bodies?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it really is just plant life that's come to life.
Looks like there's a notification that says Tin will remember that you did that.
It's if this was Fallout, it'd be like Roborto did not like that.
Roborto did not. But on the flip side, looks like mushrooms on the menu, boys!
Well, let's have the dwarf taste it first.
Yeah, but let's examine the body, see if there's anything we can get. Yeah. Now that the damage is done.
The only thing you find that they had little bundles of rope. They had pitchforks. Not pitchforks, sorry. Pickaxes, thank you. And some of them had little miner's hats.
I harvest the ropes.
I would definitely grab a hat and a pick.
You get about 25 feet worth of rope.
Can I make anything of the miner's hat? Would I be able to identify them as dwarven make or anything like that?
Definitely, yeah. Taking them in to study, it definitely fits you better than anybody else. So they would be dwarves.
Okay. So maybe they stole them from dwarves, or dwarves were here. Can I notice any stone cutting around? I have a passive investigation, 17 altogether.
Nice, yeah. So you give it a quick once over, and you're definitely in a miner's cave system.
Okay. I think I know stone cutting or something. It's if you make a history check related to stonework, you're like, oh yes, the dwarves of southern Antersfield.
Do you want to make that check?
Sure. 20 altogether.
So, the thing that really throws you off is that you do recognize this. You recognize this as the shoddy masonry work of a collection of dwarves that have settled in with humans in the town of Hogarth, where you're from.
I would proclaim, I think I know where we are. You are correct, Bear. We are near Hogarth. Thank you.
I kind of make a comment to Ertl Bear, and I go, Grandmother, might you return to your human form?
So Ertleby has never done this before, and I feel like, keeping in character, she would have no idea how to become a human again. Is there a rule where she has to stop being a bear at some point?
Sir Barrington II.
Oh no!
Lady Barrington.
Grandma Barrington.
Grandma Ertl Barrington.
A number of hours equal to half your druid level rounded down.
Okay, that's 0.
So 1.
Wait, it's 5 2. Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I think she has no idea what's going on. I feel like we have to let it run its course, because she's maybe something will happen where she tried to do a bear hug, she turned into a bear. Maybe she'll try and do a human thing, and she'll turn into a human. But right now, I think she can't do it. I think she's stuck as a bear. So she kind of bear towards Vasa and gently pats her on the head to show that she's still all right. Just very daintily. like with a huge bear claw.
I kind of asked the team. I was like, "Is anybody hurt?"
I mean, emotionally, by your
Tompkins raises his hand.
He looks like emotionally scarred.
Yeah, Tompkins is like.
Well, I kind of walk over and I kind of like help, like grab him by the shoulders and help him to a feet and like pat his shoulders briskly and be like, "Chin up, boy," or "Chin up." Yeah. You're fine.
Oh. I don't feel fine. He walks away.
So, Brimmelstone, if you think you might know potentially where we are, do you think you might be able to find a path for us to exit these caves?
Yes, let's get us to safer ground.
As we get ready to head out, Ertleby is a little concerned about Thompsonkins. And so she does go over to lick him and make sure that he's actually okay. Is he actually okay? Or is he like...
He's startled and frightened, but when you approach him, he seems to accept your bear form pretty naturally. And as you kind of approach him, he's just like, "If you could shapeshift the whole time, why didn't you shapeshift earlier? I didn't know you had... Like, are we still in the dream, or are you magic?"
Ertleby says, "Oh, I'm just a grandmother who loves gardening. Don't you worry about this. I'm sure we'll have it all sorted later. Perhaps it was those spores."
Give me a charisma check, see if you can kind of give him the feeling.
I got a 16.
Yeah, so you properly convey. He's like, "Oh, I feel better." And he just kind of stays next to you the rest of the time.
Oh, Bordo's totally weirded out by the bear because he's like, "I don't really know what a grandmother is, and can they all do this?" Just thinking to himself.
He can speak to animals. Can you talk to me in my bear form?
He could.
I don't want to necessarily make you waste your spell, but...
No, let's do it. I don't even care. Let's do it. I cast Speak to Animals, and I'm like, "Can all grandmas do this? I don't understand you human beings."
Well, that's a very funny joke, Mr. Robot. I mean, Mr. Forge. I have to admit, I'm pretty surprised by this seeming transformation. I did have an uncle who was very hirsute, but not like this. To be honest, I'm as confused as you all look. That said, it is very nice being so tall.
Well, thank you for the insight, Grandmother Bear. As I look very, confused and wary at her, but I accept that this is normal.
I lick him.
It hurts. Don't do that again. I don't find this pleasant.
Oh, sorry, dear.
I'm not sure how to feel from this.
Should anyone... Ertleby just wants to also communicate through Roborto that if anyone wants a ride, bears are huge, so she can give them a ride on her giant bear back.
Tompkins looks back and forth, and then he darts. He's going for it.
Everybody hop on.
Bardo also contemplates, but I'm like, she's old, so maybe not. Because I'm.
Tompkins didn't think that far. He's already between shoulder blades.
I mean, it's a pretty safe spot.
All right, so you begin your ascent. Maybe about 5 or 10 minutes into your journey, you come around the corner, and you spot a number of dwarves. They are all attached to the walls. They have all these spores and mushrooms kind of growing in a kind of cocoon around them. And many of them have lost consciousness. A few of them, when they see you, their eyes widen and they try to wiggle.
I look over at the rogue and go, "All right, I owe you a drink."
Can I cut them down with my bear claws?
Actually,
you could just go there.
I would hold out a hand and immediately try to hold the big monstrous grandma bear back, and I'd be like, "Be careful, we don't know what the spores will do to you." I try to keep the team away from this wall of dwarves that are covered with spores.
Well, I'm immune to poison, so I can go over and cut them down and stuff.
Yeah. I don't stop the robot board.
Racist.
We need to save Grandma. You're okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll approach and start trying to before I try to immediately start, I just want to inspect to make sure that it's not like something that will injure them more.
No.
Okay,
no.
So yeah, I just start
about that.
hacking them down.
All right, so yeah, with a couple well-placed cuts and then a couple more hacks after that, fueled by impatience, yeah, you get them down. Most of them, like I said, are out. They won't regain consciousness anytime soon. But the 2 or 3 that are still cognizant, one of them, as soon as you cut him free, kind of he tries to give you like a miner's hug, like just a real strong kind of bear hug, like a thank you, but it's weak, it's feeble, he can barely hold himself up. And he says, did someone send you? Do they know?
Know what?
That we're missing?
How long have you been missing?
They look around and he's like, I don't know.
So I walk over and I say, can you lead us back to your home?
And he kind of takes a second to look around and he says, I can get us out of here.
All right.
How many of them are there in total?
There are 13.
So if we tie them with the rope to the bear, then
too heavy
for the bear.
Also, not
what
dignified.
If I try to lift
not
some?
dignified for a dwarf.
And not dignified.
Speaking as a dwarf,
how many
rude.
can the bear carry?
Of dwarves, I mean, 2 and Tompkins.
Tompkins will be getting off.
Yeah.
He slowly descends.
If we're in a mining shaft, is there carts or anything of that nature? Can we build like an impromptu sled?
Well, he says, yeah, we take our time. I can take us to.
I'd like to give him some water, some food. Like he would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Any of the ones that are awake, just break off some rations.
Yeah, you appreciate the manner in which he consumes, because he doesn't just like devour all of your resources. He takes what he needs from the water. He takes a small piece of bread and he makes sure everyone else gets some first before he takes any more.
I would also introduce myself.
Yep, he nods and he says, "Where are you from?"
It's a small town. You wouldn't have heard of it.
How many are awake?
Just 3.
Okay.
So we have 10 altogether.
So I make a general sort of statement. I say, we can't stay here. They may be coming back. We'll tie 3 to the bear, and you 3 can walk. We can't linger here.
What do we have to do? Within about a half hour, you get yourself to the mining cart that they were using to export their newly found materials, and you start loading up some of the dwarfs there. It's kind of frightening how long these dwarves have been out. Like they're not waking up for anything. But is it Vasa and Brummelstone with the high perceptions? Yeah, Vasa and Brummelstone, you would notice that they are pretty saturated with spores.
Can I try to medicine them?
If someone points it out to you, but as of right now, you don't notice.
I would point it out to people. Just be wary of the spores.
I would actually request that the forge or that they sort of do their best to sort of brush what spores they can off of it. I actually don't try to touch the doors myself because I don't trust the spores.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I'll try and brush more spores off.
As you kind of just start ripping, not ripping them out violently, but kind of brush off and remove more and more spores, more of them start to wake up.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah. There are 2 that are not going to wake up, but the rest are, although feeble, they can carry their own weight.
Okay. So now...
So
that's 2 on the bear.
Those 2 get thrown into the cart, and the rest of you kind of walk your way out of the cave system.
Yep.
Vasa, can you give them an inspirational speech?
No, I can't, because I don't give a shit about them.
Oh, damn.
So unkind.
So, yeah, it takes you maybe a couple hours to finally get through, but as you exit the cave, your gaze turns upwards as you look into a beautiful night sky. 2 moons of shimmering blue and white light are nestled far above, with a collection of soft twinkling stars surrounding them. Ahead of you lies a rustic town. The buildings are made of simple wood construction and depend more on stability and purpose than they do aesthetics. Rising out of the middle of the town is the top of a statue, though from here you can't quite see what it is. 2 narrow watchtowers reach above the town with small lights that let you know someone's available. And as you start to move forward, you can then bring up the dwarves, and the mining cart only gets this far. It doesn't go down into the grass, into the fields, into the town, so they'd have to carry. You have to help the dwarves descend from here.
Well, we can put the 2 bears on the bear, yeah.
Well, wouldn't the spell have worn off by now?
None.
Oh yeah, by now, yeah, you'd lost your bearness.
Oh no! So we were like walking on our way out, and then like, whoop, and I'm like a little old lady again. And my hat is cute. I'm like,
Bordeaux can carry one, I guess.
Yeah, I can carry one.
Yeah, so as you get close to the watchtowers, you can see the lights move as if there's just lanterns people are holding. And at first they shout, "Who goes there?" But the moment they see who you are, or not rather who you are, but who you're with, they start shouting for people from the town to come to the gates. And it's kind of a little weird. The town is surrounded by a flat stone wall, but it's not high enough to really keep anyone out. It's maybe 4 feet tall. But the gates themselves are about 7 feet tall. And those gates are opened up dramatically, and people start pouring out and helping the dwarves and asking you who you are. You're kind of bombarded with questions, and before you guys get overswummed too much, the one dwarf that's kind of been talking to you, he puts his hand up and he says, "These people saved our lives. Like any good form of hospitality, the first thing we should offer is not questions, but some ale. Let's get to the tavern."
Yeah.
And yeah, so they kind of escort you as you go. Now, in order to get to the tavern, you'll have to go through the middle of town. And as you go through the middle of the town, you do notice the statue. You can see it much more clearly at this point. The statue is of a person with a long trench coat and a backpack full of maps. Hanging from their side is a short sword with a peculiar set of runes inscribed on the blade. The person is thrusting one arm into the air triumphantly, holding a jagged, sharp object. It could be a claw or possibly a tooth, as distinctive as it is unique. Tompkins looks impressed and he says, got himself a statue, good for him. And you guys kind of keep walking. As you guys approach the tavern, you see a thick wooden sign that hangs above the doorway of the tavern, letting you know that you're about to enter the Spirited Away. Soft lights can be seen emanating from the windows and archways of the tavern, and as you enter, you're greeted by a room full of warm smiles and hearty cheers. 3 impossibly large kegs stand on the south end of the building, most likely for show rather than storage. You're quickly given the best table in the house. Everyone kind of clears out as that main dwarf gets you seated and gets you a round of drinks first, and then the celebration begins. Anything that you guys want to do before you start getting bombarded with questions from the townsfolk?
Can I do a history check on the town?
Yeah.
Like what I know. 18 plus 5, 23.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Do I know who that statue is?
That statue would be the founder of the town, Hogarth. You don't know much about Hogarth. You know that he was an explorer. Well, they were an explorer. They were known for traveling into areas, making settlements, and then leaving. But this was the last place that Hogarth settled down in.
Did I know anything about like the relative? The town is obviously a mining town. Is it like just about that much information?
That's pretty much all it is. Now the town was founded.
Didn't know if we do any tourist attractions.
No. It's just got an elaborate cave system underneath that's been really good for mining. The town was founded hundreds of years ago. it has maintained its style and its aesthetic, almost in defiance of any kind of trends that may come along. Like, this is one of those towns that just never really changes.
Can I do a perception check of the room, the tavern?
Yeah. Anything you're looking for in particular? Because generally it's just good-natured people who are patting the backs of the dwarves, checking on them, celebrating. The one thing you do notice is that you do hear people asking about the others. The only other thing you would see is that Tompkins seems to be in good spirits, and he's getting a few drinks, and he's kind of socializing people. He seems like he's really in his element all of a sudden. So, at one point, the room kind of clears away a little bit, and the mayor of Hogarth shows up. The mayor has suspenders. He has a nice big belt with a shiny belt buckle up front that has the symbol of the town. He has a real thick, bushy mustache. He's as round as he is jolly, and he walks up and he slaps his hand on the back of Brummelstone, and he says, "It takes a dwarf to find a dwarf, huh?"
I guess, but I would owe most of it to my compatriots here.
And he nods. He says, "Thank you so much for finding our miners. We're still missing a few, and before he can really get into his spiel, the doors of the tavern fly open, and someone runs in. They're another dwarf, but they are completely scarred up. They look worn out. They look depleted. They're barely holding themselves up, and he's gasping. And he says, "They've got him. They took him." And he kind of almost collapses in the tavern.
Troll in the bathroom. Just thought you should know.
Some of the villagers pick him up, and he says, "They're gone. I tried to stop them, but it took them all, and it took the lantern." And then the mayor was obviously already startled at this information, but when he hears about the lantern being taken as well, he's beside himself. And that's where we're going to stop, yeah. Yeah.
Do we get experience for killing the babies and the one mushroom man?
Absolutely.
That was so
You
epic.
always benefit from the death.
Thanks for listening to World Walkers. I wanted to take a moment to thank BattleBards for opening up their catalog to the World Walkers. You can find their work at battlebards.com, and they're even selling gift cards right now, so even if you're not a GM, you can give the game master in your life something you're both going to love. I also want to thank Syrinscape for some of the music and audio you heard in today's episode. You can find them at Syrinscape.com.
Alright. I just want to say that I feel fucking validated, okay? Now that everybody's gone, I feel fucking validated. The moment that came up, I was just like,
Yeah, I was just like, damn, you're right. The impression I got was like, these are really nice people. They're just defending their land. I mean,
I'm watching like too much Disney, like freaking mushrooms just dancing.
Exactly.
To the whatever.
like when you said mushroom people, I was
These
like,
motherfuckers. You
had a
want to
fucking-
fucking subdue it? It's already caught on the bear's arm.
I got a fucking Super Mario World vibe. Like these little like
I know.
mushroom people, they're so nice. Oh god. Okay. Stop. Respect.
There's like we're on this like mission to save the universe, and these guys want to like go all like Picard and Star Trek. No, we shall not attack first. I felt like Worf being like, Captain, we should fire on them right now.
God! No!